Neoliberalism has replaced the post-Second World War economic projects, including the replacement of welfare state capitalism in advanced liberal societies like North America and the United Kingdom. There are several different variations of neoliberalism that are currently in practice, in which the gendered order is at the core of basic neoliberalist thought. Although feminist scholarship on neoliberalism puts forward that many of the practices that emerge from neoliberalist thought, such as low wages, intermittent precarious employment, and cuts to benefits such as social housing, childcare, and healthcare disproportionately affect women over men, and the effect is even greater for poor women and women of minority backgrounds. However, this is not necessarily the case, as neoliberalism does not create a disadvantageous policy effect on women. Rather, feminist scholars and literature on the gendered order of neoliberalism forget to acknowledge that neoliberalism is a particular rationale in political and economic thought that takes into the gendered order within society. Feminist scholars have looked at various policy regimes that include neoliberal practices, including economic and social policies, and they argue that these disproportionately affect the overall well-being and economic security of women in a negative way. However, this set of policies rests on the assumption that neoliberalism incorporates these specific policy regimes. While much of the feminist scholarship fails to address or acknowledges the fact that the core principles of neoliberalism are about a transformation of lives which do not operate on the basis of exclusion, constraint, as feminist scholarship has portrayed neoliberalist practices of having such effect. Rather, neoliberalism operates on the logics of inclusion and expansion, such as optimizing the capacities of society, and incorporates at the core a gendered order that does not see women as subjects that just simply maintain social life, but who are critical to capitalist growth, along with their participation in wage labor is vital to the economic health of a society.
Feminist scholars think neoliberal hegemony is little short of disaster. This is because neoliberalism has undone the state formation to which many rights and equality-based political aims were attached, as well as the harmful outcomes of neoliberalism's political practices, such as wages and intermittent employment. Neoliberalism should not be viewed as just a set of problematic policy effects on women, but it should be understood as a rationality which contains aspects of gender order. Gender order is an order which is not an effect or an outcome of neoliberalism. However, it is at neoliberalism's philosophical and political core. Elizabeth Povinelli notes how the successes of such programs is measured not through metrics such as increases in health, but through the ability to produce market value such as that of a welfare program. Although she does not recognize that in an environment, any form of life that is not organized on the basis of market value is characterized as a potential security risk. Feminist scholars claim that neoliberal femininity comes at a cost, which entails exhaustion, suffering, and living in a perpetual state of deferred hope. Scholars measure that harmful effect of neoliberal policy regimes on women that contrasts to the Keynesianism policies known as the welfare capitalism state. In 2015, the Women's Budget Group designed a plan called a Feminist Economic Strategy for a Caring and Sustainable Economy as a feminist alternative to austerity. Instead of placing emphasis on cuts to public services and social security as a solution to budget deficits, the policies which reverse cuts that have been unfavorable impacts on women are highlighted. For the case of the United Kingdom, for example, it has been argued that the burdens of austerity have been borne disproportionately by women, and that austerity has a permanent reality in intensifying and extending inequalities operating along gender lines. These include inequalities concerning distribution of money, income, and jobs. Ruth Pearson and Diane Elson have suggested that the biggest fails in disposable income caused by austerity policies have placed a burden on the most vulnerable women, including lone mothers, single women, pensioners, and single mothers without children. The issue in neoliberalism for women is not an intensification or replication of problematic aspects of their lives that were present in the Keynesian era, but a transformation of those lives which aim to achieve the removal of paternalistic protections afforded by the welfare state. Therefore, in neoliberalism's gender order, women are seen not as subjects whose purpose is to benefit others, but rather as subjects who are crucial to capitalistic growth and the competitive order. In this way, austerity is not present, yet a sustainable and caring economy is achieved for everyone.